to my channel. So this video has a part 1 to it, and I explained in my last video that I just felt like I did all of my London theater reviews together, and it was very, very long. So I decided to I decided to split it into 2 videos. So this is part 2 of London Theater Review. Just to preface, I went on a 10-day study abroad trip with my university to London, and I vlogged the entire thing, so those vlogs are on my channel if you want to watch them. And I saw a bunch of shows when I was there, and I thought I really wanted to talk about them and share them. So I just decided just to go through every single show that I saw and rate it out of 5 and kind of talk about the pros, or 5 stars, sorry, and talk about the pros and cons of it. So if you missed part 1, I will put that in the description box so you can watch that if you'd like. And without further ado, here we go! Alright, so the next one I saw was also one that I decided to see myself. But actually me and my friend, we decided to see it, and it was actually a really last minute thing, but I'm actually very happy we did it because we went to TKTS in Piccadilly Circus. Or, yeah, it's in Piccadilly Circus, which is pretty much just you can get discounted tickets for the day of, and they're actually really good seats. For Wicked had really good seats, Company had really good seats. This one was all the way in the back, but still you could see everything for the most part, so it was good. So we saw The Woman in Black, which is based off of the book by Susan Hill, which the movie with Daniel Radcliffe is based off of. Also, fun fact, when my friend May and I went on the Jack the Ripper tour, which is in my vlogs, so if you want to watch that down below, you can see when we did that. We actually went to one of the spots that part of the movie was filmed in part of we were in East London, I think. East London? I think so. Anyways, so, fun fact. Anyways, so pretty much The Woman in Black. I haven't watched the movie in a really long time. I didn't really like the movie. I'm not a fan of scary things. I am a scaredy cat. Ask my sisters, I am a complete chicken, and I am totally fine with that. So I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna, I was probably middle school when I watched it, I think. I don't know. Anyway, so I was probably I don't want to watch it, it's too scary. But then it ended up being fine, because I didn't have nightmares or anything afterwards. So, and I also kind of felt like it was oh, well, that wasn't that scary, or that wasn't really that interesting. So, but I was willing to be alright, you know what, I'm gonna go see it. Friends had saw it the night before, and I was you know what, I think we should go see it because it sounds very, very interesting, and they said it was good. So, so pretty much, the story is about this older gentleman. His name's Arthur Kipps, and he goes to see this actor to help him put together a production. So Arthur Kipps basically pretty much he wants to tell his ghost story, his past story that he just really needs to move on from, and he just wants to be exorcised of it, an exorcism. He just wants to be released from him. So he feels the best way to do this is to perform it. So he goes to this actor and it's can you help me? And the actor's yeah, I can help you. And so pretty much how it ends up being is Arthur Kipps, the older gentleman, he plays a bunch of different characters throughout the telling of his own story, and the actor becomes the young Arthur Kipps. And it's pretty much about him and his experience dealing with settling this old woman's estate, and the ghost that haunts him there, and pretty much changes his entire life. So that's pretty much it. I'm not going to spoil anything. That's it. So, pros. First of all, it was very intimate because there was only 3 actors in the show. Very, very intimate. The stage was very small. We were actually we were all the way in the last row on the mezzanine. However, though, we could still see everything. There's some moments where some of the actors walked through the audience and we couldn't see them, but other than that, it was fine. But it was so intimate, and it was just, it gave that there's this very nice, I feel like this type of show wouldn't work in a bigger theater. I felt that the theater was perfect for the size that it was, because it just needed to have that intimacy. Also, the plot, it worked so well with the weaving into and out of the story and the telling of the story, and going back to Arthur Kipps being Arthur Kipps again, and the actor being the actor. And I felt like it worked really well, weaving in and out. And also with the lights, that also helped. but I feel like the plot itself, it worked very well, and it was very well written. Also, speaking of lights, the set, the lights, the sound, all of the special effects were so crucial to telling this story, and so just, they were perfect. Like, you know, I feel like, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, I'm gonna go see a scary, you know, play, or even a scary movie too. It's like, oh, it's so cheesy and like stupid, and it's like it's cheap jump scares. Like, this had a lot of jump scares in it, but I felt like they built up the suspense very well, and it wasn't cheesy. It was very authentic and real. Okay, and then also the plot twist. There is a plot twist. Now, sadly, when I talked to one of the guys who had saw it the night before, and he told me and May, my friend who went to go see it with me, the plot twist, the really big plot twist, which like is, but even so, even if I had, I mean, I think it would have been a bigger effect on me if I hadn't have known it. However, still, like, it was perfect. Loved it. Oh, and then also too, I feel like the show too, it just really played to what a play in theater is, and I really liked that. It was just the imagination, and because there's a dog in the show. Oh shoot, what's the dog's name? I can't remember. Spider. The dog's name is Spider. So, like, Spider is the dog of a man who lives in town where Arthur Kipps is going to settle this woman's estate, and he lets his dog go with him. But the dog is fake. It's not there. It's like not fake, but it's not there. And you know, you have to play with this fake dog and watch it go off and watch it. Sadly, there's a part where it almost drowns. It doesn't. So it's not sad. I was literally about to start crying though. I'm like, oh, can't kill the dog. And then, just also too, like, there's this one part where they're on a cart, and they literally just, they sit on this wicker basket that has, like, stuff in it, and they literally just, like, can't do it really well in this bed, but, you know what I mean, like, you know, like, it's all imagination, and it just plays to what theater is, and just that, I love it. Alright, so the only cons that I had, were, I understand this, I get it. Like, I know when people are stressed or they get scared, they try to release all of that by laughing because they want to, like, calm down, and, you know, so I get it. My usual reaction when I get scared is, like, I go, and I sometimes hit people. Like, I, like, smack things. I don't even know what it is, why I do that, but I do. So that's my reaction. However, I know a lot of people, like, when there was those huge jump scares, like, there was, like, really loud sound effects, or, like, there's this whole part where the sheet comes up, and there's door, or whatever, you know, these, like, big jump scare things. People would, like, gasp or scream, and then they'd start laughing afterwards, which, okay, that, I understand it, but it also takes away from the mood of the piece, like, immensely. So I feel like with the actors, they were fabulous, you know, because my guess is they deal with audiences like that all the time. So it's just staying in the mode, even if people are laughing. Even though it's not funny, it's just a way for the people, like, to release. Because I bet there's people out there who are like, oh yeah, I totally relate. Like, I laugh after I get scared just to, like, release it. Because my sister, she loves scary things, and she laughs when she gets scared. So, example for that. So that was, like, the only thing. But I gave this one a 5 because it was so, I want to see it, like, again and again and again. And it was actually really cool because, I guess, like, stage dooring in London is not a huge thing, at least that I saw. But my friend May, she's like, we have to go see them, because I want to tell them how fabulous they were, and things like that. And I'm like, oh no. I was like, but I'm really happy that we ended up doing it. Because we talked to one of the actors, Mark something. I feel really bad I don't remember his name. I don't remember what it was. But he was super nice and talked to us, and he was like, you know, put us up on Twitter, like, you know, because not a lot of people know about the show, like, whatever. So this is my shout out to that show in London. If you're in London and you want to go see something and you're into kind of like that spooky, you know, type of thing, even if you're not, like, I'm not, and I loved it. I thought it was amazing, and I would see it again and again and again. Go see it because I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I don't have Twitter, so I couldn't hashtag shout out. So I just thought I'd do it here because he was fantastic and he was the nicest guy. And also the actor who played the older Arthur Kipps, he was going down one way and he waved to me and I waved back, and As a little Star Trek. One thing I'm not good at stage dooring because I'm really awkward talking to people. I'm just like, you're amazing. My name's Amy, and yeah. So, but I'm really happy that we did. He was a really nice guy. He was like, oh, what are you doing here? Stuff like that. So, 5 stars. 5 stars. Go see it if you can. I know it's like far away, but I'm hoping that it transfers to Broadway and that it stays like the same. So, highly, highly recommend. Okay, so I'm going to try to do these last 2 really fast because I have to go soon because I have an interview. So I'm going to quickly go through these. So the last 2, oh wait, shoot, there's 3. All right, I'm going to try to go through all these really fast. All right, so these last 3 we all saw with our group. So the first one was Timon of Athens, which is a Shakespeare play. We saw it done by the Royal Shakespeare Theatre Company. Royal Shakespeare, yeah, the Royal Shakespeare Theatre Company. Pretty much it's, this is also a gender swapped version, fun fact. Timon is usually a man, and this one is played by a woman. Pretty much Timon is this aristocrat, or I think, yeah, he's an aristocrat, and he gives off, you know, he has all these friends, and he helps everybody, you know, he gives all he can, until the point it gets to where he spends too much. Pretty much his friends take advantage of him, and he ends up in ruin, and he goes to them and is like, please help me, and they're like, oh no, sorry, we can't. And then so he kind of goes through this existential crisis of hating mankind and things like that. So, pros. The costumes and the music and the sets were so fantastic. They all worked so well together. There was so much, there's metaphors, but like just, you know, there was the whole first several acts were this all gold. It was all gold. And then, you know, the several acts afterwards, the rest of it were just dirt and tatters, and like there was this beautiful tapestry in the back and it was all tattered. It, you know, it was fantastic. And the costumes, especially, like they all wore different, they all pretty much wore same costumes, but they were in different colors. Like Timon had this theme of circles. So there was like circles all over in different colors. Like there was, like she was wearing black one time, and I think there was white circles or gold circles, or wearing gold robe and then having like gold circles. Every single person had a different theme for the different stages of the show. And it was so cool because also there was music put to the show. And I don't really know exactly, it had a very Middle Eastern sound to it, don't quote me on that, but it had a very lovely, like, this type of sound. There was dancing, there was like singing. Also the woman who was the singer, she was incredible. Her vocals were just stunning. But they had a whole band, and it had a very Middle Eastern Moroccan type of feel, if that makes sense. So that was really awesome. Also, you know, with the Shakespeare show, it's so difficult because, you know, some people are like, what's going on? I don't know what they're talking about. I don't understand. Like, you know, wherefore art thou Romeo? What the heck does that mean? Or, you know, to be or not to be, that is the question. You know, whether it is bolder than mine or whatever. You know, it's like, you kind of like look at it and you're like, what's going on? However, I felt that a really good, I haven't really seen many professionally done Shakespeare shows, but this one, I feel like a really good one is where you can understand what's going on without hearing all the words or without understanding every word. Because that's the biggest hurdle with Shakespeare, is you have to make the words mean something. And like in my acting 2 class this past semester, my professor, who was actually one of the professors that went on the trip with us, it's getting past that, the words, and just making it a part of you, and then it all comes out, and then you understand the meaning. You know, it's not the words themselves. Obviously, like, there's many points in the show where, like, you catch these phrases or these things that you're like, oh, whoa, like, that's, like, profound. However, you're able to follow it very well without hearing every word, without understanding every single long piece of text that they say. So that, I feel like, is a very good sign of a good company. Also, it was, like, interactive, too. I was not expecting that, because it was a very closed space, and you know, it was a... can't remember, a thrust stage, and there was multiple entrances from all around the theater, and there was like parts where they were, some of the actors were like throwing food at each other, and they actually ended up going into the audience, and like there was food got thrown at the audience by accident, or they even at the beginning of the show they were like, oh, would you like some of this thing on this plate. I don't know what it was, but you know, it was very interactive, and I really liked that, and it really kind of, it got the audience involved, and I feel like there was those moments though where the fourth wall was broken, and it was very, very purposeful. I mean, obviously it was during those moments of like soliloquy, which, you know, makes sense, but that was really great. I would love I didn't really have any cons for the most part. I would love to see it again. I definitely want to see it swapped again, because since we saw it with the genders swapped, I really want to see how it would change it the other way. All the actors were fabulous. They were very, very good. One of my favorites though was the philosopher. She was amazing. I can't remember what's her, I can't remember the character's name. I will find it and I will put it somewhere in this box. I would give this a 5. Absolutely 5. And it was like my first professional Shakespeare show, and I love Shakespeare, so it was really awesome to see a professionally done production. And it was just, my mouth was open the whole time. I was like, so good. Alright, so the next one was The Convert, which is by Dana Guerrera, which actually, fun fact, I did a project on Eclipsed. Her show Eclipsed a while ago. So I was familiar with her as a playwright. Okay, so pros. Oh, actually, I probably should explain what this is about. So pretty much it takes place in Africa. I know it's in Africa. I can't remember specifically where in Africa, but pretty much it has to do a lot with colonialism, and it's about this woman and or this little girl, and she is pretty much it's about her struggle between, you know, she finds, you know, Christianity and then having to, you know, leave her family heritage and their rituals and life, and that's just that fight between each one, and also there's this whole thing with colonialism and with fighting with the actual, you know, the people of the town. And I think it actually, it's based off of a specific revolt sort of thing. I can't remember. I'm really terrible at these. I'm so sorry. If you really want to look it up, I promise, look it up on Google. You'll get a better understanding. But that's pretty much the whole thing about it. So the pros. It was a very good show because it made you think. It really made you think. And I like it when shows don't tell you what to think. Because I know that sometimes there's shows that are like, they throw things in your face. And I like it that there's a little throwing and then also a, hey, this is all this like little material. Why don't you think about it? I like that about theater because I think that's what theater is supposed to do. It's supposed to make you think. It's supposed to, but not tell you what to think. It's supposed to make you think. I think it gives you just stuff to wonder about or see things from a different perspective and just think about things differently. But I like it when it gives you that ability, because I feel like that's what theater is. It's very interactive. It's you know, we're giving this to you and you're going to take it in, and everybody has different experiences, so they're taking in bits and pieces, and it means something different to every person, you know. So that was one of the reason I really did enjoy watching it. The chemistry between all the actors was really good. They all worked very well together. And Dana Guerrera, she's a great playwright. I liked working on Eclipsed when I did study it. So here are the cons. A lot of times they spoke in accents, and I know that there's a purpose for that, and I understand that, but it was very hard to understand them sometimes when they were speaking. And where we sat, it was actually a really cool theater. It was, the stage was square, and it was like an arena, and our seats were really high up. And there were some points where the actors would have their backs turned to me, and they had a very thick accent, and I couldn't hear them or understand what they were saying. So I'd miss things. So that was kind of the only thing. I was kind of like, oh, like I wish I want to know what they're saying, or, you know, because there'd be like laughs. Sorry, this thing's like tilted. There we go. It's going to keep tilting. I'm sorry. You're just going to deal with it. So there's that. I thought the set was interesting. It was very minimalistic. It was very, very small, very, there was like these like walls, these like clear walls surrounding it, so it's like a box. Oh, that was cool. I don't know. I feel like it worked and then it didn't. I don't really know exactly what would be an alternative to it, so that's kind of my only thing that I was kind of like, I don't really know if it was necessary to have those. But overall, I thought it was pretty cool, but that was kind of one of my own thoughts. Another downside, it is very long. It was 3 acts. It was very, very, very long, and I kind of wish that it was shorter. I understand why it wasn't as short, but I just felt like it was very long, and it kind of, there were some points where it did drone on, but other than that, I thought it was, yeah, it was just really long, and I was kind of like, oh, I was really tired, so that doesn't help. So this is kind of my only thing. So for this one, I would give it a 3. I don't think I'd see it ever again. To be honest, I wouldn't really want to spend money to watch it. Like I said though, I really did find that it was a good piece of theater that just makes you think. You know, I feel like there's many different forms of theater, and I love the ones that you're entertained and you just get enveloped in, and like you don't have to really think. But also like the other ones that are kind of like, oh, you know, like but it doesn't like say you have to think this way or you have to be this way, or it's just more of like this. You need to look at this differently. You know, like look at this. Like, see what's wrong with this, or what's not, or, you know, how not black and white it is, or, you know, just, I really appreciated about that piece. So that's one reason that, I really enjoyed watching it. But I would only give it a 3. Wouldn't see it again. So this is the last one, and I'm going to go really fast because I really have to leave in like 2 minutes. Okay, so we saw The Great Gatsby, which is based off of the book by F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby. Gatsby takes place in the 1920s. If you haven't read the book, I read it in high school. I know probably a lot of people did. But anyways, it takes place in the 1920s, and it's surrounding the story about the infamous Gatsby and his relations with Daisy Buchanan and also her husband and Nick. His name's Nick, right? Why am I forgetting his name? He's the narrator of the entire thing. And his experience with all of this. Nick, right? Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm going kind of crazy because I'm like, I gotta get this done, I gotta finish. Okay, so pros. It was an interactive show. So you actually, like, I dressed up in like sort of 1920s thing, and you can dance, you interact with the actors, you actually move from room to room, you can get drinks, there's a bar, like it's this whole shebang. That was really cool, that was really fun and interactive. I loved the actors, they were very good with you as an audience member, like the man who played Nick, loved him. But we were standing next to each other, and I came in, and he's like, oh, welcome back, you know, and there's this like whole part where, you know, Gatsby is up on a balcony, and then Daisy's down, and she's singing, and there's like spotlights on either one of them, and I was just saying, like, yeah, you know, it's like, it's crazy, it's you know, they had this happen, or it was like crazy how it all worked out, and he's like, oh yeah, you're so right, it's, you know, it's all this, and it was great. I'm really explaining that very badly, but pretty much, what did he say? I was saying, oh, well, it's almost like they planned it, or they knew it was going to happen. He's like, oh, you're so right. It's almost like they've pulled the wool over our eyes. And he got so deep, and it was just with me. It was just with me. And I thought it was interesting to be able to go to the different rooms and interact with the actors and get to see different parts of the story. So the cons. It was a little bit all over the place because of that. And also, too, if you do not know the story, it would be very hard to follow. So I would suggest if you decide to go see it, which it is a really good time, definitely look up the plot beforehand because you're going to be very confused. And also, too, like, I just felt like there was so much I missed. Because I was, like, standing in the main room, and then there's things going off on, like, 2 other rooms over here, and then 1 other room over here. And then I moved to that room, but then something's going on in the main room. You know, so it's definitely, it's a little all over the place. Also, one of the biggest pet peeves of mine is they played, like, non-20s music, which totally takes you out of, like, the entire, like, 20s bubble that you're supposed to be in, because that's the time period that the show is in, and they're all wearing it. The sets, for the most part, are all 20s looking. It just took it out of it, and it really bugged me. Like, they did play good 20s music, but then they started playing this, like, hip, rap, techno stuff, and I'm like, don't be Leonardo DiCaprio version of Gatsby. Just don't. Because it just doesn't work. And it just takes you out of that world. And it just doesn't fit. So that was the biggest thing that bugged me. I'm like, play 20s music. Because I love jazz music. Just play it. It's fine. It's like, it's good. And then sometimes they like play it for like intense stuff. Which I thought didn't really work. Because it's like, it's not a movie. It's a play. Which I feel like there can be music in a play. But I didn't feel like it worked. Last one too. It was very crowded. Very, very crowded. And it was sometimes very hard to see. And also too, like, I thought I was really tired at the end of it, but I didn't realize, like, because I was so into it that I didn't realize I was standing the whole time. And there were seats and stuff like that, but there was tons of people, so that was kind of the only thing about that. So for this one, I would give it a 3. I think it was a really good time. If you want to do something fun and like if you like to drink, even if you don't, like I didn't drink because I don't really drink. So if it's a good time, it's really fun sort of thing. Again, if you do go, read the synopsis before if you don't know the show, or if you don't know the book, because you're going to be very confused. And then just be prepared for standing a lot, being crowded, not really getting all the pieces of the story. Overall, like afterwards we got to talk to all the actors. Like they came out and they just hung out with everybody, they got drinks and they talked to you, and that was really awesome. Like I really liked that audience actor connection, which was great. So that is it. I got through all of them and I'm very excited, and I really do have to leave, but I just want to say it was incredible. I'm really happy that I saw all the shows I did. Granted, yes, I liked some more than others. I wouldn't ever see others again, but I'm glad that I was able to see them, because it would just, I think it's good to see things that I wouldn't normally see and just kind of spread my theater experience around. So, but yeah, that is pretty much it. I'm really happy that I got to make this vlog, or this sit-down video, and I got to tell you guys about all the shows I saw, and hopefully I'm going to be coming out with some more vlogs soon of traveling. But yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed it. Please, like, if you have any comments, or like I loved talking about theater with people. Like, I remember my sister and I, we talked about Phantom for like 3 hours, just like lying down before bed, and I love any show really, but I love talking about shows. So like if you have any thoughts or any ideas, or you didn't agree with me, or you did, or you saw the show, you didn't, like please comment. Like I would love to see those and like just have a conversation. And I really hope that you liked this video. I think I might want to try to do maybe some more stuff like this, besides like vlogging some like travel things, because I love talking about this. And so, but I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope I will see you very soon. So, bye!